Hi everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to the Fashion Bunker. Today I am delivering an enormous haul. I know some of you have been telling me in the past, Dacob, oh my God, don't show us any more, Chanel is Exclusive hauls, because this will be, yes, another Chanel is Exclusive haul. I have been traveling a lot, and while I was at Paris Fashion Week, I went to my favorite Chanel cosmetics perfume store and met an incredible angelic creature of an essay. Actually, several, but in particular, this one essay. Okay. Before we get to how incredible that is, first of all, apologies for my voice. Eventually, I'm a bit slower because I'm recovering from the flu. Well, the flu. I've been kind of down, but it's getting better. I'm healing slowly but surely. Anyway, so the voice is lower. No, I don't know. Whatever. I could do low or high. Oh, that's another story. Anyway, low, high voices. Been watching a documentary on that. That was super funny. But back to the topic at hand. So for those of you who've been telling me, oh, you're overdoing it. Well, we know that the eau de toilettes are being discontinued, or have been discontinued as of now. And the eau de parfums are kicking in. And why am I splurging and buying over and over and over again all of these things? Why am I stocking up so obsessively? Why am I hoarding on these eau de toilettes? I've been asking this question myself as well, and I've come to the answer, and I've realized the reason. I mean, I actually always knew the reason, but it kind of hit me as the reason as to why I am so obsessed with clinging and holding on to particular things and not letting them go. It's also the reason why I've always seen, even prior to what has happened, which I will tell you in a second. All my life, perfumes are kind of associated to life and death. I tell this in a lot of my videos. To me, it's like when you spray a perfume, it's giving it birth. There's the lifespan of the perfume on your skin. You have the top notes, the development, top notes with the birth, development, mid notes, lifespan, and then the dry down, and as it slowly fades, into the twilight, that's kind of the death. So it's a very poetic vision, perfumery, to me. And in particular, things that are related to people I love in a way. And, for those of you who follow my channel since quite some time, we're in January will be 2 years now that my father has passed away. So it's coming up. It ain't there yet, but it's coming up. But why am I bringing this up, as painful as it is? Because this is the reason why I'm sticking to these eau de toilettes, because all of them were available during his life. Not that he loved them or used them. No, I used them, but I used them while he was alive. And now that he's gone, and another aspect of my life or of my everyday routine that was a routine while he was alive will disappear with the disappearance of these eau de toilettes. So certain smells that I associate to my relationship with him, or thinking of him, or whatever, just having him as a part of the family, will be gone. And yes, there are many other aspects as well. But since perfumes to me are so important and special, because I associate so much with them, with the amazing smells that they create, with the memory patterns that they evoke inside of me, that's why I actually am so obsessively holding on to these eau de toilettes. Because I don't want that part of my past to die off. Now, I know I'm also the type of person who keeps saying, you got to move on, no matter what happens, chin up, buttocks tight, to quote the Golden Girls, and just march right, about to quote Blanche Devereaux, and just march on, keep on marching. You just stand up, you pick your fat ass up again, and you walk, and you walk, and you walk, and you talk, because that's all you have. And you got to walk and talk, and you got to live. But but fragrances are so immaterial because they're so volatile and kind of just come and go so quickly, just like you spray them and they already kind of evaporate. They're so poetic and romantic to me. that it is hard to let go. I will let go because I have no choice, because they will not be producing them anymore. So I will let go. But God damn it, as long as I find them and I can hunt them down, that hunter instinct of preservation inside of Super Dacob will prevail, and I shall prove myself victorious, at least until, the day comes that I fall. But until that day, I hope you now understand a bit more this particular obsession of mine. Let's get to the unboxing of this crazy haul. This is the bag. Not too big, but there's a lot in there. So it's not going to be a lot about what I purchased, but rather what was added to the purchase, which that's the crazy part of this. Okay, so let's get right to it. First off, this one really was super hard to track down at this point in the game. Number 22, Eau de Toilette, 75 milliliter spray. Number 22 is a love of mine, as of course is Sycomore. Now Sycomore is incredible. You all know how much I love it. It's a 75 milliliter Eau de Toilette, as is the number 22. And we have third, last but not least, Bois des Iles. Bois des Iles in 75 milliliter Eau de Toilette spray. So I was super, super happy to find these. I'm still looking for 31 Roucambon. At this point, doesn't matter. These were like priority. And also because this color, now makeup, the stuff that I use, Vita Lumiere Aqua, the Recharge, this colorway is super hard to find in so many parts of the world, but Paris has it, and it's the number 20. This, for my skin type, is incredible. The 10 is also fine, but the 20 in particular is not available everywhere. And oftentimes, it's like off the market, and you got to wait for months for it to come back. But in Paris, you can always get it. So this one was just like every 7 to 8 months, once mine is emptied up, I have to purchase a refill. Okay, so now let's get to the more obvious. We have the samples. We have 1932 4 milliliter splash sample. We know how they look like. Till now, nothing special. Of course, it's beautiful to get them, but nothing that we haven't seen before. Gardenia 4 milliliter splash sample. And I can open up for you, for those of you who might not know how they look like. This is how tiny and cute they are inside. They are 4 milliliter splash bottles that you slide in and out of these beautiful paper boxes. Very elegant. MISIA 4 milliliter splash eau de toilette sample. Gardenia again, 4 milliliter eau de toilette splash sample. And I hunted down, finally, I didn't have it before, the BOIS 4 milliliter eau de parfum splash sample. Then we move on to the spray samples. I only got 2. They've been more giving with the splashes than they are with the sprays. The sprays are 2 milliliter. We have one Gardenia and number 18. Okay. Now we get to something I've never seen before. Because I love the pure parfums as well, very much of the Les Exclusifs range. I was like, oh, I would love to, darn, you don't have samples of those. And then she goes, oh, Dacob, but we do. And I was like, you have samples of the pure perfume? Really? She's like, well, in a way, yes and no. So this is what she showed me, and I haven't seen it before. It's like a paper package, like an envelope almost, of sorts. And it says Chanel perfumes on it. Perfume me with Chanel. And then in the back it says, with compliments of Chanel, made in Spain, not for sale. So you open this up, and inside is a little tiny porcelain stick, which is glossy on the extremities, and in the middle, you shouldn't touch the middle, it says Chanel, it's like engraved in there. And it says Chanel, blah, blah, blah. And it says Chanel, yeah. We just said that already, Dacob. Wake up. It's mattified and porous in the center, in the central part of the stick. So they dip this into the bottle of the Pure Parfum, 15 ml. They take it out, and you basically oh my God, are left with magic. And this smells for weeks and weeks and weeks. And I got 3 of them, 2 gardenias and 1 beige. And right now I'm smelling beige. And it's been a couple of days now, and it's still intoxicating. And I have to say, I am reevaluating beige on porcelain. On my skin, it still doesn't do the trick. Let's see how the eau de parfum will be. But this is the eau de, well, no, this is the pure parfum. So beige in pure parfum form. Eau de toilette, different story. Gardenia in pure parfum form. I think my next purchase, I mean, you know, because they're still producing the parfums, Gardenia is definitely going to be one of my next Les Exclusifs purchases. Gardenia in pure parfum form. Moving on. This is a cute one. Simple, but also something that they produce. Now, this is a Lipstick Day Chanel. It's a postcard showcasing many of their lipstick shades, of course, all in the shades of some sort of hue of red. And in the back, the little spot where you could put the stamp has a Chanel logo. So it's a postcard to send to whoever you might love. Moving on. Oh, these I took out already. Okay, now this is interesting because the packaging, I didn't notice this before. So again, we have, with compliments of Chanel perfumes, not for sale, Chanel parfums, again, perfumey with Chanel. Whatever says perfumey with Chanel, that it means that we're talking porcelain here. And I'm not going to open this up because the box is more important than what is inside. Why am I saying this? Well, because we have a porcelain camellia in here. Porcelain camellias, I have seen quite a bit. And usually, you know, the SA takes it out of this box and throws away the box, so you don't get the box. And then they would hang the camellia here off of the shopping bag, and the camellia would be perfumed with a fragrance that you love. So it's a porcelain camellia. On one side, it's lacquered. On the other side, it's porous, and it absorbs the fragrance. The other thing, again, we have, with compliments of Chanel, not for sale, Perfume Me with Chanel. So if it says Perfume Me with Chanel, we know that, again, we're dealing with porcelain here, or porcelain or ceramic or whatever. I think it's porcelain, though. This is kind of imitating the stamps that the pure parfums have. That seal off the parfum bottles, and they're usually black. So this is a white kind of seal with a double C, and it has the lace going all around it, the little kind of white lace that says Chanel all over it. So you're supposed to, you could, you know, tie it to your wrist, or again, attach it to a bag or what have you. Also spray it on the back, and then the front you have the double C. So this is also supposed to perfume of a Chanel fragrance. My favorite part of all of these goodies, and she didn't take it out of the original first plastic bag, which states that it's made in China, with compliments of Chanel makeup this time, not parfum, not for sale. It is a, I think it's a bag charm because the chain is quite short. It's a really short chain. And it is a classic Chanel cosmetic pouch, a little bit in miniature. And I think I might try to change the chain, to switch the chains up, take this one or elongate it, and make it long enough to be a sort of necklace. Now, you know, Chanel has had this in the past already, where they created out of particular resins and special plastics that, of course, are more expensive than this one. All their cosmetics and cosmetic pouches, from lipsticks to powders, nail polishes, all kind of perfume bottles, all reproduced and then in miniature form, and then attached to either necklaces or bracelets or rings or earrings. So that's another really, really cute one. This one, however, looks amazing because they use the same plastic that they use for the actual compacts by Chanel. So to me, in a way, this is more authentic than when Chanel costume jewelry goes in the direction of recreating or homaging their cosmetic line, because this is the actual cosmetic line doing itself a favor by creating a freebie that is a necklace, a bracelet, or what have you. So to me, this definitely should be done even more, Chanel. Think about it. Like, think about making brooches with lipsticks out of this material, or earrings, lipstick earrings. Oh my God, to die for. Could you imagine? Now, as if that wasn't enough, there is this incredible little envelope here, and we all know what this color means for all of us who love Chanel. This is the Chanel Chance colorway, slightly pearly, you know, colorway, and it has a sticker in the back. Again, we say, again, we read in the back, with compliments of Chanel, not for sale. Inside, now this is incredible. I thought, oh, it's going to be no stickers, but then when you touch it, it's like three-dimensional on the inside. So I was like, what is in here? Well, what is in here is incredible. These are 2 sheets of stickers that are reminiscent of the Chanel Chance Eau Vive commercial that we have all seen on TV. These stickers are amazing. They're 3-dimensional, and they represent like an Art Deco depiction of what the commercial that we have seen on TV and online is. The bowling alley, basically. And we have all of the colorways of Chanel Chance. We have the yellow for the original Chanel Chance. Then we have the peachy color for the Chance Eau Vive. We have green for Eau Fraîche, and the purpley pinky color for Eau Tendre. So this is a white paper in the back. Anyway, they're super heavy, metallic. And I might, if I get a chance to properly photograph these, post them on Instagram just to give you a better kind of visual of them, because they're so beautiful. The detail is incredible on these. And oddly enough, though, there's only 1 green, so only 1 Eau Fraîche, 2 Eau Vives. 1 is a mix of Eau Vive and Tendre, which is weird. And then we have 2 Tendres and 2 times the regular Chance. So that's super beautiful. And even the white paper that separates the stickers is like pearly, pearlescent. So they really go into detail. Now, it's still not over, guys. So let me sit down for this part of the video. Move the mic. Hello, test, test. ASMR, we always find a way to do some ASMR. And by the way, before I show what I'm going to show, because there's a little thing hiding here, listen to this. It's not that loud. I thought it was going to be a bit more pragmatic in its way, but whatever. We're going to see it in a second, because we're coming to this part of the video where this huge thing from Chanel Parfums is also a freebie, basically. And again, with compliments of Chanel perfumes, not for sale. And then underneath it states copyright Chanel, registered trademark Coco, registered trademark number 5, registered trademark Chance, and trademark Sycomore. I wonder. Let's open it up and see. This thing, yeah, I couldn't believe, you know, that they had something like this, but they do. This is more ASMR-y, isn't it? Black paper. And inside we have Chanel Parfums, like a cosmetic pouch. And on this, I see. This is amazing. This is amazing. So why do they have trademark Sycomore on the box? Because Sycomore is on this pouch. This is incredible. I don't know if the camera can capture it, but it says Sycomore Chanel Paris. So of all of the Les Exclusifs, they chose one of my favorites to put on this bottle. Then we have Chance, then we have Coco, Mademoiselle, and number 5. They could have taken the Mademoiselle down and just like gave us a Coco, the pure Coco, and then number 5. But this is gorgeous, and it's, oh, and then we have on the top the Chanel, on the zipper we have the Chanel logo. I mean, this is like a review of a pouch. This is great. So this is serving you some Chanel pleather realness. Of course, it's plastic, it's not leather. It's a very thin fabric on the inside and a little plasticky thing that tells us where this baby was made. And what does it say? It says Chanel Parfums with compliments of Chanel Parfums, not for sale, 100% polyester and polyurethane, but it does not tell us where it was made. We can imagine though. Does the box say where it was made? Well, they're hiding where it was made, but I guess it was made in China at this point. Anyway, who cares? It's a freebie and it's beautiful and it's super, super soft. And it has Sycomore, which makes me very happy. I actually have Sycomore here because I'm wearing it today. Let's compare the size. This is depicting a 200 milliliter bottle. Side by side, you can see that the actual 200 milliliter bottle is way bigger. Now, what does this remind us of? This reminds us of what I was hiding before. This little beauty here, the Chanel Jumbo, with the embroidered perfume bottles all over it, including the Les Exclusifs bottles, which, let's see, they're all over the place, but in the front, it's right where the turn lock is, so it would be right here, but I think more visible in the back. Here it is upside down. There it is, the 75 ml bottle right over there. So what is interesting to note, side by side, this little baby fits right into the jumbo. It's the perfect size. So I could actually use this in here to have an extra like separation compartment if I were to put really a fragrance or, I don't know, anything that kind of does risk, I'm not saying leaking or whatever, pens or whatever, everything that, you know, could stain the inside of this bag can be put in this pouch. This is the size that fits a jumbo. This is incredible. Now, I am eternally grateful to you, my dear, and you know who you are, the magical, angelic essay at Chanel that made all of this happen. But I also want to tell you guys, you see, this is also one of the reasons why I love Chanel so much. Despite the heritage and the history, they still go that extra mile to create all of these pieces. And this is an interesting point now, because I have been told by this essay that Chanel does, you know, they do get briefed not to, let's put it this way, let's put it nicely. They get briefed to give out samples and all of these with compliments of very sparingly. You know, that means in my book, it means they stingy. Now, why I was stressing the whole time in this video, repeating on every one of these pieces I was showing to you, I would read the extra bit that says, not for sale, with compliments of Chanel, to make it very clear to you that these are freebies. So Chanel does invest the money to create all of these goodies to give away. So who do they give them away to? Like, I mean, a lot of people, a lot of us perfume lovers love the fragrances so much and we buy a lot of it, but we don't get all this stuff. This is like winning the lottery to have gotten all of these goodies because, you know, even though I really, and you know, I bought a lot of Chanel Exclusifs. Yes, I would get a lot of perfume samples, but never all of this stuff. The right essay comes along and it clicks and then it happens. But I wonder, you know, who gets this stuff? How much money do people have to spend to get these goodies? Or is it more relatable to, you know, like this little thing is cosmetics. So if you buy a lot of cosmetics, you get this thing. If you buy a lot of perfumes, you get the perfume things. I don't know what it is. What gives? If Chanel is investing the money to produce all of these freebies, why don't they, goddammit, give them away then? Like this. You don't have to give them away by the dozen, but if you really notice, and this is, I say, kudos to you, my dear essay, and don't anybody from Chanel that might be watching this video dare think that she did something wrong by giving me all these freebies. Let me tell you one thing, Chanel, whoever is looking or watching my video right now. There's a lot to be said about recognizing the right customer. And I'm not talking about the right customer who spends a lot of money. No, I'm talking about the customer that really shows you devotion, love, affection, knowledge, and heritage of a brand. You know, I started talking to this essay about the history of each and every one of the perfumes, how they're composed, the composition, how they're going, which direction could be better. I complained about Eau de Parfums as opposed to Eau de Toilettes. You know, I wasn't being all licky, you know, sucky. No. I was speaking my mind, as I always do, and you know I always will. And I was telling her what is good was not good. And she agreed on most parts with me, and where she didn't agree, she tried to explain her position. It was an incredible discourse, but she realized that I know my shit. And I realized that she knows her shit. And let me tell you one thing, there's a lot of essays that don't know their shit. She knows. She can talk about every single harmony, disharmony, detail, ingredient, flower, whatever, within the fragrance, what she likes, what she doesn't like, how she would have composed it. I mean, like, this lady, incredible. And I guess, you know, when the right essay understands that they have the customer that shows the right respect for a brand, then they should go all out, in my opinion, even if this person doesn't purchase a lot, or perhaps even if this person doesn't purchase anything because they can't afford to. A luxury brand like Chanel should show their support for the love that they receive, and they receive a lot of love from us. So I'm just, you know, putting this out there if Chanel, you know, is ever going to watch. And I'm still kind of recovering from my sickness, so I care even less about what I say. You can love it or hate it, do whatever you want with it. I'm just super thrilled to be able to share my love with you guys, and I'm super thrilled for those of you who stick with me through thick and thin and can understand, you know, the appreciation and the passion that we share for something like this, because there is no other outlet really rather than YouTube, in some forum online. But I mean, I think YouTube is the best because it's even more direct. And I wish that it would be possible for us to, you know, smell these together through video. Maybe in the future it will be possible to, you know, I spray it and then like the whole world through the video can be able to smell Sycomore, because this is an experience I would wish everybody in the world to live and experience at least once, because every time I smell it, it enriches my life. And mind you, my nose is still a little bit clogged, and I still smell it. You know what I mean? And of course, I'm super upset that I can't smell it to its full potential because my nose is still a little bit stuffed. But anyway, we're getting there with healing. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I love you so much. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I am here on YouTube. I am also on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Share the video with everybody you love. Let the community grow. And never give up on love. I love you guys. See you soon. Take care.